Hi, welcome back to my studio. For anybody who's new here, hi, my name is Alicia. I'm a boudoir photographer near Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've been doing this for 9 years, and something that I've always had is a small studio. I have never photographed clients in a large space. When I started my studio, I was originally shooting out of a tiny bedroom in my townhouse upstairs. There was an air mattress, there was a card table, and that was it, and one window. And we made it work. And then from there, I moved from that bedroom into my basement, which was like, I don't know, 300 square feet. And that's probably not even, it probably wasn't even space that I could entirely use for my studio. And then I moved to this one, and now we're rocking like, I don't know, 580 square feet or something. So I have never had a big studio. And as a result, I've gotten pretty good about capitalizing on the space that I do have and making my small studio feel a lot bigger than it is. And I'm going to walk you through 3 tips on how to utilize your space to the best of its ability, even if it's small. You can 100% be a photographer or be a boudoir photographer if you have a small space, and I'm going to give you some tips on how to do that. Okay, let's jump in. So my first tip for when you are designing your studio in a small space is to ask, can this piece of furniture be used in multiple ways? Sometimes the answer is yes, sometimes it's no. For me, getting the bed that I wanted and the couch that I wanted were kind of like my 2 big priorities, and they didn't need to be multifunctional, but pretty much everything else, it's really important to me that it can be used for photo shoots, but also storage, because I do not want to give up any more of this space to storage than I have to. So for example, this ottoman, I have clients pose on this all the time, almost every single photo shoot. And it's also where I store all of my bedding, along with some props, water bottle, backdrops, things like that. So I could fit a lot in here, and I don't have to try to figure out where to store all of that bedding. So nice. And then I can use it as a prop for photo shoots as well. Win-win. Eventually, I'd like to get some bins that could maybe go underneath his bed to kind of make the bed multi-purpose as well, like hiding things with storage, but then also obviously being somewhere that clients can pose. Another area that I've done this is actually this little like armoire kind of thing that I have over here. Oh, there we go. This guy right here. The mesh front wicker, not maybe the best option, but I bought this. I've got like a ton of lighting in here, all of my light bulbs, all of my cords, all my electrical stuff, my gobos, my snoot, my fog machine, like it's all inside of here. And then I still made it look cute so that if a client wanted to pose here, it's a nice little environmental thing. Clients can like sit on this and all that good stuff. I just make sure that like that white tank top in the beginning, like that would not be showing. But stuff like this is gonna help give you storage and give you something interesting to shoot with at the same time. So I even took that mentality to my studio wardrobe. I originally only had this rack for lingerie, and as you can see, my collection has grown quite a bit. I actually really need to go through and clean it out a little bit. It's getting too big. But I was like, man, how am I going to display all of this lingerie? And at first I thought, well, it would be cool to screw like hooks or things onto the wall, but this is concrete, and concrete is not fun to drill into, even with masonry bits. So I didn't really want to do that. I found this then, like a kind of portable wardrobe thing. I don't know. And I was like, well, this is perfect because now I can display my lingerie. And over here, see, it's dual purpose. I'm also displaying all of my samples, my artwork albums, the portfolio boxes, images. I've got storage up here for prints and body jewelry and album covers. And like, it's a multi-functional thing. I didn't have to buy a rack for my lingerie and then buy shelving for my samples. It all just came together and worked out really, really nice. So that's what I want you to keep in mind when you are decorating your small space. Can I find furniture that is multi-purpose? Can I find displays that are multi-purpose? Like if something can do more than one thing, awesome. That is what we want to get, because really we do not want to lose even an inch of our studio to something that's only performing like one function. So there's tip number 1. Okay, since I've got you over here in this part of the studio, I'll show you my other tip. So over here, this is a wall that my clients stare at when they're getting their hair and makeup done. I've already taken one piece down, the piece that YouTube would probably yell at me for displaying, so I took that one down already. But all of these are really easy to take down. The smaller ones have command hooks on them. The big one still needs nails. But when I take down the artwork, I can actually put my backdrops right here and do headshots and things like that. So let me show you how I've done that. On the top and the bottom of this wall, again, this is where I have my art normally. Down here as well, I've got these long metal brackets, and I've got very, very, very strong magnets up here. And this is actually where I will hang my paper and fabric backdrops. And these magnets are strong enough to hold fabric against that metal, and the paper is no problem. As much as I would adore having those really cool paper reel backdrop things where you've got like 3 rolls of paper that just so easily come right down, I don't have the space for it. My ceilings are very low here, and there's just no way for me to do that with these walls. So we are going to make the best with what we've got. Again, multi-purpose. So when my clients are here and they're getting their hair and makeup done, or I'm doing an event in the studio, I will have the artwork up. When I need to have a photo booth area, or a client wants headshots, or they want something just with like a background that's maybe more editorial, then I take the artwork down and I get out my paper rolls, or I have a couple of fabric backdrops and I just hang them up on this wall, and then I bring my lights over, and it's a big enough space where I can at least get like mid-waist up. So perfect for headshots. And we can get enough variety on this wall. This is, I can't think of it, but this is more convenient than trying to set up my like portable backdrop display every single time that I have a client who wants that. I will sometimes still do it depending on what they want. Like if we want some really, really far away shots of them in front of a backdrop, then I have to do it. But for like headshots or more editorial kind of stuff, this works perfectly. And this did not cost that much money. I got the magnets off of Amazon, and the metal bracket things came from Home Depot. Boom, boom, done. And it works great. So we are utilizing, again, every part of the studio that we can. Multi-purpose, it's serving 2 functions, and I don't feel like I'm wasting any part of my wall by having an area for backdrops, because if I had put up those paper backdrop display things, I feel like it would have taken up too much real estate on my wall, and I don't have a lot of wall space to spare. So this works great. And last but not least, when I was furnishing this studio, I kept in mind 2 big things when purchasing the furniture. A, what was the weight limit that the furniture could hold? Because my studio is fat positive, and I wanted to make sure that babes and couples of all sizes could fit on my furniture comfortably. So that was a big priority for me. And then the second thing was, how easy is it for me to move this furniture? Every single thing in this studio I can move by myself. Because again, we are working with a limited amount of space. So how do I create more variety when I'm working with a little bit of space? I move stuff around constantly. This chair doesn't normally stay here. I'll move it to the center. I'll move it by the window. It might go over by the bed. This couch, sometimes it's this direction. Sometimes it's this direction. I will often move it entirely. I will move this couch over there, and then I can shoot by this window. Nothing in here stays where it is most of the time during my photo shoots. I'm moving stuff constantly. The hardest thing for me to move by myself is the bed, and I can still do that by myself. That is really the one thing that I don't move during photo shoots. It just kind of stays there. But I have redesigned this studio several times. The bed used to be over here. I don't know, I get bored, so I move stuff around. And even that, I can move it by myself. So anything that you buy for your studio, you better be able to move easily, because if I want to shoot with a window and I got a piece of furniture in front of it, I'm going to move the piece of furniture. I got to use every square inch of this place, and I am not going to let something heavy get in my way. Not doing it. So make sure you can move everything easily and by yourself, unless you have a studio assistant always present, but still, you should be able to move everything by yourself. So those would be my 3 tips, all right? So again, we are buying furniture that is multi-purpose, so that we can store stuff in it and shoot it with clients. We are trying to utilize our wall space to the best of its ability. If artwork can be hung and it can also be where we have our backdrop, cool, win-win. And we're gonna make sure that we buy furniture that we can move easily, so we get as much variety out of our studio as possible. I hope that helped. I hope that inspired you a little bit and got you thinking. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, I only have access to this one little room and I can't be a photographer because that's all I've got. Yes, you can. You should have seen what I was shooting out of when I started. It was so tiny. So you can do it. We all have to start somewhere. And maybe one day I will have a nice, giant, old factory room for a studio. But for now, this is great. And it's serving the exact purpose it needs to, which is to give my clients a space to celebrate their bodies. And it is doing that great. So I'm going to keep making it work and making it rock until maybe something else comes along. But I could also be here forever and it would be fine because I know how to work with a small space. Bonus tip. Look for lenses like, I don't know, like a 35mm where you don't need to be like super far away from your clients in order to shoot them. It's also something to think about. Let me know in the comments though if you have any advice for shooting in a small studio, because I would love more advice. And hey, we can share the knowledge and the love then together. Otherwise, I will see you all again next Saturday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please. And thank you. It helps actually so much. Yeah, I'll see you again next Saturday. Bye.